The series stands out as a masterpiece of visual narrative, where each scene is a picturely composite that reflects Guy Ritchie's unique vision. Theo James's performance as Eddie Horniman is a true revelation, showing a depth and complexity that captures the essence of an aristocrat trapped in a web of crime and power. The series is a testament to Ritchie's talent to create rich worlds and characters, memorable that remain with the viewer long after the credits have finished shooting. Welcome to Express Movie, where you can enjoy this and other series. Bring some treats with you and join us to a world full of sadness and emotions. On the skin. At the beginning, we found Eddie Horniman, captain of the Queen's Guard, who rushes to the family paradise upon receiving news of his father's serious illness. A wealthy aristocrat, there he meets the rest of the family. His older brother Freddie, destined to the title and possessions, his younger sister Charlie, and Lady Sabrina, his mother, his father, reproaches Eddie for his service to the crown and how he has neglected the family. You think you are brave for evading your duties and playing soldiers. You are not. After the death of Lord Horniman, it is revealed that he has left most of his empire behind Eddie instead of Freddie, which triggers the fury of the latter. Freddie soon realizes that his father acted wisely, recognizing their propensity to waste fortune in drugs and vices. Eddie confesses that he is in debt to drug dealers, religious for £8 million, asking for help. How much you owe? Very many millions. That sounds delicious. Eddie, feeling guilty about getting what she should, of being his brother's, tries to meet the required amount but encounters insurmountable difficulties. At this point, Susie Glass enters the scene, who has built an empire of wisdom at the Harriman's mansion. With the consent of the late Susie, offers a solution to the family finances, but at what cost? After assimilating the information in its new role, Eddie decides to end his father's illegal business. However, Susie, astute, offers him help with his brother's mess in exchange for time to relocate its operations. Eddie accepts without realizing the implications. Susie talks to Tommy Dixon, Freddie's grandfather, who agrees to reduce the debt by $4 million in exchange for a humiliating act by Freddie. Must dress up as Galena and dance for him, and video and... You forgive him? Ah, yes. Eddie comments this to Freddie, and he has no choice but to accept. But Freddie, under the influence of drugs, ends up killing him in a fit of rage. The only witness is Tommy's accountant, who at the end of counting the money, realizes the situation and flees. After a chase through the mansion, Eddie and Susie manage to manipulate the situation, making him appear guilty in the face of the Tommy's brother and sending him to Australia. With €2 million, Susie contacts Felix, a hitman, to take care of the accountant. Before I leave the country, a delicate and tidy detail for Eddie. Without hesitating for Susie, with exposed internal organs, decomposition can be accelerated. The larvae love it. After freeing his brother from the above problems, Eddie gets involved again in a shady affair. Must steal a luxurious car for a customer. Susie was unable to deliver the shipment on time, promised because Jimmy, a loyal employee of Susie, fell into the trap of a mysterious woman named Gabriel, losing the van with the cargo. Eddie and Freddie try to trick Piedad, leader of the luxury car criminal organization, but everything goes wrong, and Freddie is kidnapped by the woman. Eddie and Susie must rescue him, handing over the customer from the one who is trying to steal the car. Thus, Piety solves the situation with machetes. In parallel, a billionaire named Stanley Johnson shows interest in buying Eddie's mansion, but he is not interested in selling yet. Instead, wants to get rid of the business, Susie's illegal ownership, and demands to speak with the true leader of the empire, Bobby Glass, with whom it reaches an agreement to eliminate the farm business by the end of the year. However, over time, Eddie begins to enjoy of power and find out what a good team does with Susie. Together, face the challenges and negotiate with a group of gypsies to convert them into their new distributors. By Europe, then. We have a deal, or what? Well, not until we run out of this whole bottle. Although Eddie is feeling comfortable in the criminal world, remains determined to maintain his family on the sidelines of shady businesses. Lady Sabrina, on Mother, is collaborating with him to find other aristocrats willing to take up the illegal business that their deceased husband hid. Mientras tanto, his sister Charlie is pregnant and has just discovered the truth about his biological father, Job, the faithful forester of the late Lord Hornman, whom his father believed. On the other hand, Freddie, his brother, is increasingly convinced that together with Jimmy, has created a new variety of that could revolutionize the market in ball or crack. I don't remember how Freddie told me Freddie anymore. Stops with this panorama and decided to do good. Eddie demands Susie take the business out of his property after the agreed deadline. However, Susie and her father do not have intention to leave, and they ask him for more time to legalize the money obtained. That year, Eddie agrees, but is involved in the process to streamline it. Susie introduces him to an intermediary that she can legalize £15 million in 3 months. But Eddie casually discovers in a boxing match to a guy that can do so in weeks. At this point, Eddie also learns that Susie has taken charge of the accountant to his, which makes him question the loyalty of his partner in the business. I organize a meeting between us and the mayor that launders my money. Aware that glasses do not have intention to leave the farm, Eddie decides to speed up the process by turning to Stanley. Johnson, with his brother Freddie, tries to get a list of local aristocrats, whom Johnson can persuade to buy the glass business, offering him his estate as part of the deal. However, the situation becomes more complicated when confronts Henry for sending his brother Jack to the hospital. In an arranged boxing match, Susie decides to take revenge, murdering Henry's assistants, ambushing him. At that time, reveals the deals behind his back with Eddie and Stanley. Henry happens to work for Johnson and has been manipulating Eddie and Susie's problems from the beginning. Feeling betrayed, Susie decides to call Tommy Dixon's brother and tells him that Fred and Eddie are behind his brother's disappearance. But I know who killed his brother. His brains out while he was dressed as Galena. Quickly, this one is presented at the Horniman's mansion with their bullies willing to take revenge. Dies and decides to pay Tommy's brother to retire. He is also going to sell his empire for retirement. Eddie and Susie contact potential buyers for your business, but a conversation with his brother Freddie leads Eddie to decide what he wants to continue. Feeling powerful, raises the money to overcome other offers, convincing Susie to Henry to join him. Eliminate Johnson at the discover tax fraud and get rid of Pity by facing another. Finally, the only offer standing is that of Eddie and Susie, who are determined to work together. Reveals that he never intended to sell his empire. It was all a plan to motivate them to invest and show them that together they can go far. With their rivals eliminated, the three prepare to expand the empire. I was going to tell you that I was going to sell my business was to. What you do is not buying the business, is to invest in it. Only one loose end remains. Henry offers to take care of him, but Susie insists that he do it himself, to prove that it is committed to becoming a great drug kingpin. Eddie accepts and takes it upon himself to eliminate Henry. We finally see Bobby doing business from his luxury prison with Stanley Johnson. The Glass family promised her power and is ready to dominate the world of crime. And you got goodies? If the answer is yes, we invite you to see more videos like this one on our channel. Subscribe and like. If the answer is no, please subscribe.